What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about what's so often referred to as one of the most powerful relationship aspects in relationship astrology, and that is having your sun conjunct somebody else's moon in SYNASTRY. Aspects between two people's planets are very important to consider, and that is the angle between the two planets, in this case the sun and the moon, and it tells a lot about the dynamic of a relationship. And so when it comes to the conjunction between somebody's sun and somebody's moon, this aspect does show that the relationship is likely one that is very strong and also very meaningful in SYNASTRY. And it's even likely one of the most meaningful and strongest to share between two people, because this aspect is even referred to as the soulmate aspect. And this aspect shows that the relationship dynamic is one where two people likely share the kind of bond that does go very deep. It's a very strong emotional connection and understanding that they have between the two of them. For example, if somebody had their sun in, say, the sign of Scorpio, and somebody else had their moon in the sign of Scorpio, then they would have the sun-moon conjunction aspect. But the sun and the moon don't have to be in the same sign for this conjunction's effect to be felt. Even if the two planets are in two different signs, it can still show that they have that strong emotional connection, as long as the two planets are in about 8 degrees of each other, sometimes even 10 degrees, depending on how you prefer to define it for yourself. It is debatable. When the sun and the moon are in conjunction in a relationship, this aspect can show that the two partners have a very strong emotional bond and a deep understanding of each other's needs and feelings in this relationship. And this is because the sun represents the ego and the sense of self, while the moon represents the emotions and subconscious. When these two planets come together in SYNASTRY, it can show that the two partners are able to connect on a very deep level, and that they have an understanding of each other's innermost thoughts and feelings. When it comes to the sun person in this relationship, the sun person feels a sense of comfort around the moon person, because the moon person makes the sun person feel understood and validated and easily secure in this relationship, and they become more confident around the moon person and in this relationship. Like if the sun person is naturally a more introverted personality type, them being with the moon person means they start to open up more emotionally, and they feel more comfortable when it comes to being able to express their feelings more. And the sun person is likely to adapt and adjust according to the moon person's emotional needs in this relationship, because they feel that sense of deep connection and understanding in this relationship with the moon person. Because for the sun person, it's almost as if their sense of self and their ego is tied very closely to the moon person's emotions and their feelings in this relationship. And if the moon person is somebody who is more so detached or more independent, when they're in a relationship with the sun person with this aspect, it makes them more likely to feel more emotionally connected, and that makes them feel more comfortable when it comes to being able to open up and to express their emotions and feelings. But in general, the moon person feels very secure, and they can feel very supported in this relationship with this aspect and with the sun person. And there is a reason why this aspect is called the soulmate aspect in SYNASTRY, because they feel very connected, not only on a conscious level, but also on a soul level. And with that, it can feel as though they've known each other for a long time, even when they've just met. And that is because there's this sense that they can be themselves around each other and they still feel accepted and understood for who they are. And there can be that feeling of a deep sense of trust and respect and love for each other, and having a deep connection that goes beyond just the surface level. Essentially, it's a special connection to have with somebody that is hard to explain, but it is one that's very undeniable between the two partners. Both the sun and the moon person with this aspect, they complement each other's energies, and there's a very nice balance between the two partners' energies with this. It's almost like masculine and feminine energies in equilibrium. But just because this aspect is present in a relationship, it doesn't mean necessarily that the relationship is always every second going to be smooth sailing for the partners. Like, they can still experience issues like possessiveness in this relationship in some cases. For example, the moon person wanting to be close and connected to the sun person, and the sun person is unable to give enough attention at that time, which can make the moon person feel hurt. Or if the sun person feels as though the moon person's emotions and feelings are taking away from their sense of self in this relationship, and they feel like they can't be the center of attention in the way that they want to be because of it. Or it's also possible with this aspect that the two partners, they can even become overly dependent on each other, and with that, codependency can also be an issue. But this is when having that nice blend of having a strong unconscious soul level kind of connection and a conscious connection can really factor in. And that's especially when it comes to them having a understanding of each other's needs and motivations and goals in this relationship. And it makes them more so willing and able to work together towards a common purpose, even as those kind of challenges arise. But with all that being said, I want to remind you that this is just one aspect. Well, that does it for this video on having your sun conjunct your partner's moon in SYNASTRY. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Well, that is where I love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Until next time, bye everyone.